Don't touch that dial. You're listening to Board Games Daily, your daily dose of tabletop gaming discussion on Anchor. Now welcome your hosts, Jeremiah Isley, Scott Firestone, and AJ Skifstad.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Board Games Daily. I'm Jeremiah Isley. Thanks for tuning in for another day here on the show. Really appreciate that. We've got some cool stuff coming up for you, including we're going to talk a little bit about this week's cage fight. AJ and I are going to recap our evening of Gloomhaven. Love it, hate it. What did we think about it? So that's coming at you. Before we go any further, must remind you of our contest. That's right. It's still going on. You can win a copy of every deluxe version of every Tiny Epic game there is from Gamelin Games. Our good friends over there provided this prize for us. And that also includes a really cool, what they call Game Haul. It's a custom bag that holds all your Tiny Epic games. All you have to do enter that is head over to theologyofgames.com. And there's a button that pops up and it'll just say, hey, do you want to enter the contest? And you click that and it'll take you right to the page where it has the entry form embedded, and it'll be super awesome. And that's what you got to do there. So get in on that. It's very easy. Lots of ways to enter. And that contest is coming to a close in just under 2 weeks. So get on it if you haven't gotten on it. Also, want to remind you of our hotline. You can call the TOG hotline at 216-352-3864. That's 216-352-3864. It's in the show notes, as it always is. You can be a part of the show. Do you have something to add to our conversation? Do you have a question? Do you have a joke you need to share with us? Let us know. We want to hear what's going on in your world, and we would love it if you'd call us up and leave a voicemail there. All right, that's all I've got for the intro. Let's get into this show here on Board Games Daily. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Here we go. Hey guys, just want to drop in real quick and let you know about something cool that's happening this week. You can, I know we don't talk about a whole lot, but we've got a spread shop set up. You can go to I'm not even going to say the link because it's got like dashes and weird stuff in it. It's in the show notes. Right there towards the middle of the show notes, it says you can visit our spread shop. Click that link. It'll take you there. We've got t-shirts, we've got hoodies, we've got all kinds of different long sleeve, short sleeve, the tech gear, all that stuff is there. Branded with all the logos of Theology of Games. You can get the triple hex, which has all three logos of all three shows. Some really cool, sharp-looking stuff, if I do say so myself. But we've got a cool sale going on. You can get 20% off everything, your entire order. You can get 20% off by using the code LOVE19. It's a special Valentine's Day sale we've got going on. So check it out, Spread Shop. It's in our notes, and we'll get back to the show.
Hey everyone, it's Firestone here with Board Games Daily, bringing you some gaming news that I'm very excited about. I am a big fan of Descent Journeys in the Dark, the second edition, and I've played a number of times the regular game, but I'm a huge fan of the app, the Road to Legend app. I've played that a number of times with my kids. The app takes care of everything, and we can all play this cooperative adventure. Have a ton of fun with that. And they just released a brand new free campaign to go with that. I can't believe they're still doing stuff like that. It's awesome. But they just announced a new expansion called Lost Legends, and this is not surprising that the direction they're going, but this is just a simple card deck. And they haven't released a quote-unquote regular adventure for this in a number of years, but and I was afraid that there weren't going to be any more of them, but so this is a surprise. They came out with this card deck that basically is going to add new classes to the game. There are 2 new standard classes, a Soul Reaper and an Elementalist, and then there are 8 hybrids, and this is something that came in the Chains of Rust campaign, where you can have kind of like sub-classes and mix the classes. And we know about the name of 5 of them. There's a Trickster, Avenger, Truthseer, Lorekeeper, and Raider. So it's just a small deck, but it's a really surprising and great move from Fantasy Flight to keep supporting this game that has so much content, so much great stuff, so many fans, including myself. And you can pre-order it now. It sounds like it's going to be a kind of a print and play. They've done this with a few expansions for various games, but which means it probably will be available very soon. You can pre-order it now, and the cost is only $13 for a bunch of cards and a bunch of new classes to add tons of variability and replayability to your game. So check it out, Lost Legends for Descent. Have a great day. Bye.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to Board Games Daily, powered by Theology of Games. This is AJ Skistad giving you the Gloomhaven recap. We had a lot of fun, I will say that. And when you hear the story, you're going to say, I don't understand how you had fun, but we did. We played on a level 0, just like we said we were going to do. We did actually take 4 characters in instead of 3. And we were having a great time setting up the game, getting into the story. We get into the first scenario, and Jeremiah dies on his first turn, or at the end of the first round. The monsters attack. They crush him. We all went in there with 3 less health than we started with due to a road card, which that really was hurtful. And so Jeremiah dies, and like a good guy that I am, I say, you know what? Let's count this as a mulligan. We're one round in. We're just getting our feet wet. We know the way the monsters are going to act now. And we all played it as a mulligan and restarted. Great, right? Not great. We start over, first round in. I die. No mulligan this time. I sat around for the next hour and a half watching the other 3 guys go through the dungeon. Just watched. Moved the monsters a little bit here and there. That was it. It was, all in all, I enjoyed watching the game be played. I enjoyed being immersed in it for the short time that I was. And I know they had a lot of fun. Did we win the scenario? No. We made it to the 3rd room. Most of you are probably familiar with Gloomhaven's first scenario. If you played at all, you played the first scenario. There are 3 rooms. We made it to the 3rd room. We were 2 monsters short of winning that scenario, but I know that we can do it if we go in and try it again. So, did I have a good time? Yes. Did I have a bad time? Yes. So, Gloomhaven, I love it, but I hate it. That's it. Check you later.
You can be more than just a listener. If you're listening via the Anchor app, you can be a part of the discussion by using the voice message feature. Don't just sit on the sidelines. Download the app and join the conversation today.
Okay, everybody, welcome to this week's topic. And before we get started, here's what I want you to do. I want you to pick a character class. I'm going to give you this character sheet. You need to name your character. You need to pick out some gear that you're going to buy with the gold that you have to start with. And then we're going to form a company. Now, we need to name our company, our party, and then we'll get started on this adventure. And in this adventure, what we're going to do is we're going to travel on this realm. We're going to go on these kind of quests and campaigns and adventures. I guess we're going to go on adventures and play scenarios that are going to be a part of a larger campaign. And we're going to go into dungeons. And when we walk into these dungeons, there's going to be bad guys there, and they're going to attack us. And we're going to have to find ways to defeat them and complete our quest, our adventure, so that we can continue on with this campaign and see where the story takes us. Now that I've said all of that, you're thinking we're playing a role-playing game. We're playing D&D. We're playing a Star Wars role-playing game. We're playing whatever role-playing game you may be thinking of. Usually D&D comes to mind. It's a little popular, I guess. But we're not. We're playing Gloomhaven. So here's my thing. AJ just talked about it a little earlier in the show. We played Gloomhaven the other night for the first time. I know we're late on the uptake here, but it's an expensive game and it's very involved and hard to get to the table. So just cut us a little bit of slack. Now, listen, I had a great time with Gloomhaven. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I thought it was entertaining. I thought it was creative and innovative. And yes, there's cards that you play with. They are sort of your life force. They are the way that you do your actions, the way you attack, you move. So there's a bit of a system there that doesn't exist in role playing games. And I get that. But everything that I described right there at the beginning of the segment is a role-playing game. It's very, very much a role-playing game. So, my question is in this week's topic, why not just play an RPG? Is there that massive of a difference that you must play Gloomhaven instead of D&D? I don't know. Like, see, here's the thing. Like I said, I loved Gloomhaven. I think it's fun. I want to play it some more. We got our butts handed to us. I really want to see where the story goes and how characters come in and out and things like that. So it's to me, it's definitely yes, it's worth playing, but is it just trying to fill a void that doesn't need filled, that doesn't exist? Is it trying to fill the RPG void and have a narrative and a story and walk you through a campaign, or is it so different that I mean, obviously it's wildly popular, right? But to me, when I sit down, I go, man, we spent a lot of time prepping this game. AJ spent tons of time learning all the rules, making sure everything was straight. But we could have just played an RPG campaign. We could have been set up for that by the time everything was put together and everything was ready and all the rules were learned and everything there. So I don't know. I'm kind of playing devil's advocate on this because to me I would, if you asked me straight up, you said, "Hey, we can play a really cool D&D campaign or whatever RPG campaign and we can go like 3 or 4 really good adventures with this and then see where it goes, or you could play Gloomhaven." I think I would actually choose the RPG experience because for a lot of reasons. Everybody knows what RPGs are all about for the most part out there. So that's kind of where I stand on that. Again, most of my gamer friends don't play RPGs. So Gloomhaven might be the closest I get to playing an RPG with them. So I'm going to play it. And I think there's mechanisms in combat, mechanics that are put into the system that was created that make this game very, very interesting. But are we just playing an RPG? All right, let me know what you think. That segment was far too long, but I think it's an interesting conversation. Hit us up on Twitter at Board Games Daily. You can email the show, theologyofgames@gmail.com, or you can use that hotline. Sound off. Did I just totally offend you? Let me know. 216-352-3864. I can't wait to hear what you got to say. And yeah, sound off. We'll be back with more here on Board Games Daily.
All right, everybody, this is AJ Skifstad giving you my 2 cents on the game night cage fight. Who will win for me, Race for the Galaxy or Roll for the Galaxy? Well, it's not a tough decision, but I'll tell you why I make my decision. One of the first games that I ever played that was a totally card-based game that didn't deal with characters damaging other characters, or it wasn't CCG-like. This was a game that you were actually trying to accomplish goals through actions and cards and symbols and iconography, was Race for the Galaxy. I remember playing this with Jeremiah probably maybe, I would say 7 or 8 years ago, maybe even longer than that. It was close to around the time that Race first came out. And I was not a huge gamer then. I was getting my feet wet, and Race for the Galaxy was really hard. As Scott mentioned, it was kind of hard to wrap my mind around everything and the way that these cards worked and the way that the symbols worked off of each other and how you got to play some actions but not every kind of action, and just the way that these cards scaffolded on each other as far as rolling effects and things like that. And I enjoyed it in the moment, but I thought to myself, I don't know when I'm going to play this again. And I really have not played it too many times since then. I think I might have played it twice since then. Maybe. So, it's getting a bad rap here, I will say that. Roll for the Galaxy, I've played a handful of times as well. And Roll for the Galaxy, I think, is a little bit easier to wrap your mind around. And then again, maybe I was just more experienced at the time that I played Roll for the Galaxy, had more gaming under my belt. I do like chucking dice. I think I like card play better, but I do like throwing dice, and I just have had a good time with Roll for the Galaxy. And so, I might have jaded opinions based on when I played these games, but you can tell where I'm going here. I'm going to have to hand it to Roll for the Galaxy. That's my pick for the winner of this cage fight. Who's your winner? We want to hear from you. That's it for now. Check you later.
Hey, that's all we've got for today. Thanks for tuning in. I think it was a pretty good episode. If I do say so myself, get in on this week's topic. Are we just playing an RPG? Why not just play an RPG? Don't forget our cage fight going on right now. Would you rather race for the Galaxy or roll for the Galaxy? Get in on that. You can still vote over on Twitter at Boardgames Daily. And of course, call the hotline if you got things that you got to get off your chest. 216-352-3864. Love to hear what you got to say. And I think that's all I've got for today. Thanks so much for tuning in. For my co-hosts, AJ Skifstad and Scott Firestone, I'm Jeremiah Isley saying until next time, why don't you go play a game?
Thanks for joining us today. Board Games Daily is powered by theologyofgames.com. Don't forget to head over to theologyofgames.com to check out all we have to offer, including written reviews, our YouTube channel, and 2 other podcasts. If you enjoyed this show, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review us on iTunes, Google Play, or wherever you're listening. Thanks for listening, and go put a game on the table.